The Super Mario Galaxy movie is out in theaters, latest animated video game adaptation from Illumination and Nintendo, follow-up to the Super Mario Bros. Which came out in 2023, returning writer and directors, returning main voice cast of Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy and Jack Black, joined by Brie Larson and Benny Safdie. Story starts with a new princess named Rosalina, who is a magical protector of the galaxy. She gets kidnapped by Bowser Jr., the kid of the original villain, which leads to Rosalina and Toad embarking on a dangerous journey to save her, with Mario, Luigi, and their new friend Yoshi eventually following not long after. So, listen, I am not a fan of the Mario franchise, not because I don't like the games actively, but because I've never really played any of them. Aside from the very first Mario Bros. Game when I was a small child, I never touched any of the later Mario stuff. Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, nothing really. So I don't have a pre-existing buy-in into this world or characters. And as such, I thought that the first film was rather mediocre, being mostly a flashy series of fan service elements that didn't form a particularly cohesive or interesting story. And I think the second one is even worse, and largely for the same reasons. The plot of the film is very clunky and unfocused. It contains entire sections which bring nothing to the movie aside from letting the audience point at the screen and go, hey, I remember that part from the game. Two examples. When Peach and Toad leave, they tell Mario and Luigi to stay behind and take care of the castle and the kingdom. And what happens, what follows is a montage of little side quests that they do, which are lifted straight from the various games, together with specific graphics and sound. But they don't push the story forward. They don't push the characters forward. Nobody learns anything during that, and then they go off after Peach anyway. So what was the point? And second example, Peach and Toad get to the Gateway Galaxy and are robbed by a monkey, which they then follow into a casino to get their stuff back. And you can literally cut out this entire 10-minute sequence of the film, and almost nothing changes. The only thing that they sort of coincidentally get there is Bowser Jr.'s location, which, okay, that is important, but you can have the receptionist robot just tell them and skip the entire detour, because it does feel much like there's, it's only there to show you the other familiar characters and moments from the games. Secondly, I think that the characters themselves are all literally paper thin. There are no character arcs in the film, no growth, no change, nothing to learn. Mario is somehow the least interesting of them all and has the least agency. He's completely overshadowed by Peach, and aside from dealing the final blow to the boss at the end, he could also be removed from his own movie and not much would change. Luigi is scared at the beginning. He's still scared at the end. Peach is brave. She's still brave. Star Fox comes in, gives his backstory, and proceeds to do nothing aside from just fly the ship. The only person who has something resembling an arc is Bowser, who spends half the film painstakingly learning to become better and dropping away his villainy, which is an obvious setup for him fixing his mistakes, fixing his relationship with his with his kid, and then teaching Junior to get better at the end, right? No, he just goes back to being a villain and the arc is dropped completely. What? So at the end, there isn't really any lesson to learn for the kids either. The lesson is eat power-ups and defeat bad guys. It's a very empty, shallow husk of a film. It looks pretty and colorful. The sections done in the style of the old games are very fun, and the 2D animated intro for Star Fox looks fantastic. But beneath the shiny layer of veneer, there is nothing of substance, and it's only really a commercial for the games and a money printing machine on its own. The first movie made like $1.3 billion, which just makes me sad. I didn't like it. I thought it sucked, and honestly, the longer I think about it afterwards, the less I like anything about it. A sad example of a hollow corporate marketing exercise devoid of soul, character, or meaning.